Okay, that's enough of that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are y'all doing? So, doing another. Oh, oh, we're doing another movie review stream. Totally echoed myself there. How are y'all doing today? Um, so, welcome to another edition of Austin Movies. So, we're gonna go to the live screen here, and today we're reviewing two action movies. One really new one, and one kind of old one. Damn it! Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm checking my own audio levels and shit. All right, anyway, so we're reviewing Plane and Transporter Refueled. Why these two movies? Well, first of all, Plane is the most recent movie I saw. Second of all, I freaking love action movies. Third of all, why not? So, if anybody hasn't seen any of these movies, I'm going to try and not really do spoiler discussion as much as I can. I'll do like a fairly in-depth review of each of the two movies, and if anybody's in chat, you could discuss live with me. If you either agree or disagree with my assessment, and then also, we're gonna watch the trailer footage of each of these movies, and um, you'll be able to kind of make your own judgments if you want to see the movies or not. And then, I'm also going to give some background as far as to just my thoughts on action movies, because action movies, in my personal opinion, are just my favorite type of movie. Like, in fact, my first, if you were to ask me what my favorite movie is, it would be the first Matrix movie, if I had to choose one. And trust me, that seems like a very pedestrian choice, especially it's like, oh, film snobs. Why would the first Matrix be your favorite movie? It's dumb and stupid and full of farts. And it's just like, first of all, no. Film snob. Tadakichi, my love. I'm gonna throw a bunch of love at you. Here you go. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Yeah. So, like I said, the first Matrix movie is my personal favorite. It's the movie that I've watched the most times, over and over again. It does not get old for me. I even made a whole comic series back in high school where I essentially self-inserted myself and my friends into the Matrix storyline. So that's how much I love it. Tadakishi, you're actually not late. I actually just got started, so you pretty much are just in time. And we're going to be reviewing in just a moment. I'm just giving you some background as far as to what we're reviewing. Oh, by the way, I did notice that we had some follows off screen a couple days ago, so I'm going to go ahead and give shout outs to Double A Bat. So it's like Double AA Battery. Very clever. Thanks for the follow. And Icy Sin of Saints. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it from both of you. So now, as far as our follower count, that brings us to 175 on Twitch. Look at me go. Well, I think it's hilarious too is that when I first started actually streaming on Twitch, I've actually been on Twitch as just a viewer since 2015. I've been on here forever, and I kind of started being on Twitch more regularly when my friend named I'm Steph, who I'm going to give a shout out to right now. Shout out, I'm Steph. Yeah, like, definitely give her a follow. Like, she's old friend from high school. We've been on the Twitchverse since 2015, and one of the first games that we played together on her stream was Team Fortress 2. We just played the crap out of it, which I am going to do like a nostalgia stream playing that again. Maybe with my friends, maybe not. It just depends on when I decide to do it. It might be possibly Sunday if I were to choose. Because this weekend I'm going to see my sister and one of my friends named Kane as well. So I know Friday and Saturday I'll be busy, but Sunday I might be able to do it. If not, like sometime during next week. But anyways, that's I'm Steph. So please give her a follow. She'd really appreciate it. I think she's like pretty high in the follower count. She's not a partner by any means, but let's see, how many followers does she have now? Yeah, 8,700 followers. So yeah, she's doing pretty damn good for herself. Also, she was working in the game industry for a while. Like I think her last job was working for Ubisoft as a tester. So yeah, she's great. Give her a follow. Check her out. So, anyways, uh, we also have fairly similar tastes in movies and video games too. So there would definitely be some times where she would get involved in some of the movie stuff. Like I remember specifically taking her to see Crank 2 when it came out in movie theaters. And I love the Crank movies. They're insane. And when I took her and my best friend Jameson to see Crank 2, she was just like, "What the hell is this movie?" And I'm like, "It's awesome. That's what it is." So, when it comes to action movies, they're definitely one of my favorite ones, not only just to watch by myself, but to get my friends involved in as well. There's just something about them. Like, I think it's the energy that action movies have. I mean, they're called action, right? So it's just, if they're action packed and they're intense, and they do it well, then that's my type of movie for sure. I'm already a pretty animated guy as it is, so it only kind of makes sense if you know me, right? Yep, there goes my alarm system. It's probably going to go off a lot because there's just a whole bunch of cars that just go in and out of my neighborhood and whatnot. So if you hear that nice little chime sound, that's what that is. So, anyways, the first Matrix movie, definitely one of my favorites movie. I personally love the sequels too. Like, even, the newest one, Resurrections. Like, people shit on it, but I love all the Matrix movies. I don't love them equally. The first one is obviously my favorite, is obviously the best one. No debate there. But Reloaded is also a great movie. Revolutions is probably my least favorite one, but even that one, I certainly love it for what it is too. And then Resurrections, I personally enjoyed the crap out of it, even if it is kind of, ridiculous and dumb in certain ways. Do you think Resurrection was just nostalgia porn? No. Um, Resurrections was definitely, it was one of those movies where, if I were just to do like a mini review on it, it's definitely not as good as Reloaded in my opinion, but I appreciate the fact that they really tried to do something new with it, and that they had to kind of change around a lot of things because certain actors didn't return and whatnot, and there was just weird things that made it so they couldn't do all of what they wanted to do, which is really unfortunate. But they did the best with what they could, in my personal opinion. So, and then unfortunately, I feel like it suffered from some like rushed visual effects. So like some of the effects don't look as great as they could, which is a real shame because the Matrix movies are definitely like a tent pole when it comes to special effects. I mean, the first Matrix movie, obviously, I mean, it revolutionized bullet time, right? And as far as those visual effects, they still hold up to this day, and the stunt work too. So as far as the first Matrix movie, you can show that movie to anybody, and like if they don't like it, that's like, what's wrong with you? The sequels, those are a mixed bag for everybody, and I totally get that. I personally love them, but I can totally see why people don't like them. Anyways, so that's my mini review of Matrix Resurrections. I'll definitely do a much more substantial review of the Matrix movies at some point in the future, because obviously I have a lot to say about all of them individually. But just to give context, like action movies, action, action, action. The first Matrix is also one of those movies that, for the majority of people our age, they can see a minute of the movie and immediately know what they are watching. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty obvious sci-fi action movie. Very iconic beginning for sure. The whole movie's iconic. So anyway, I don't want to like totally get derailed on talking about those movies, because we're trying to talk about this movie Plane. So we're gonna bust out the thumbnail right here. So we're talking about Plane. So Plane is a movie starring Gerard Butler as a airline pilot and Mike Coulter as a convict that's being transferred on this guy's plane, because he's flying out of like Singapore, if I remember correctly. And as far as like what prison this convict was in, it was obviously somewhere in Asia. So he just happened to be a convict being transferred on the plane. Now, one thing I'm going to say right off the bat about this movie when it comes to how accurate it is to actual like airline protocol and stuff, I think some aspects of it are, but then some aspects are very exaggerated. So if you're expecting like complete realism, you're gonna get some of it here, but there's gonna be some parts where you're gonna be like, wait, is that something that they do? So it's definitely like one of those things where you don't really have to shut your brain off. It's just a matter of like when it comes to some of the things that have to happen in order to make the movie happen, they might make you think that like, oh god, like an airline pilot wouldn't actually do that. What the fuck, But then there are some things that it's like an airplane pilot like Gerard Butler probably would do, right? So there's very little realism I expected in Gerard Butler. Yes, exactly, Tadakichi. So as far as the priority of this movie, the priority is fun. It's fun, okay? And I had a blast with this movie. I really did. So, just to get an idea of what this movie's like, let's watch the trailer for it. Just real quick.
Flight has gone down. This is an emergency.
Survive together. Or die alone.
We're getting off this
Or
island.
die alone. Plane. Yeah. I'll tell you what, too. I don't know what it is about Lionsgate. I feel like Lionsgate tends to make a lot of my favorite movies, especially action movies. I don't know, like they just totally speak to me somehow. So good on you, Lionsgate. Maybe I'll work for you someday. We'll see.
Captain Torrance, flight commander. How can I help you? Fugitive extradition.
Yeah, see? There's Luke Cage, the fugitive. No, not Harrison Ford, Luke Cage, aka Mike Coulter. Yeah.
Oh, is he dangerous? What did he do?
Homicide 15 years ago.
Homicide.
I don't want to scare the rest of the passengers.
I'm afraid you're stuck with us, Captain.
Get him on board. Let's have a good flight.
Yep.
We're cutting right.
Yeah. Now, like, if I were to guess, I feel like in certain situations they would actually, transmit convicts on an airplane like this, but I imagine that they would probably do it in more of like an actual private jet sort of situation, or they would do like a, specifically a prison flight. If I were to guess, I would imagine that like because the movie's set up like this, they more so were focused on the fact that it's just like, hey, this is just a screenplay setup. We're not super focused on realism, and it's like there probably is some special case circumstances where this would happen. So, it doesn't kill the movie for me, is what I'm saying.
Through the top of the storm. Let's keep everybody in their seats, no exceptions, all right?
Oh shit, the plane.
Mayday. Trailblazer 119, we are dark. Anyone near guard, damn it.
We're gonna hit. It can't take much more, Captain. Oh, by the way,
Jolo Island Cluster.
the Jolo Island Cluster,
Sure.
which that's in the Philippines. I don't know if they're gonna explain that here in the trailer, but spoiler alert, it's the Philippines. Also, Tadakichi, let me know if the audio levels are okay or if they need adjusting.
By separatists and militias. The Filipino army won't even go there anymore. The clock is
Yeah, Filipino.
every
Yep.
minute matters. We can count those minutes in lives, lost or saved.
I don't know.
This is an emergency. I'm Captain Brody Torrance.
I'm Captain Brody Leonidas. Can't take much more, Captain.
I like this guy.
Which, by the way, hang on.
I like this guy.
I like this guy too. This guy's great in the movie. Just so you know. Vocals on the clip are a little low, but it's fine for me on headphones. Okay, so I'll bump it up a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Name! Country! Maxwell Carvel, England. Name. Country.
I gotta go after them. My passengers, my responsibility. I'm gonna need your help.
You're gonna need this.
I'm gonna need you to get
Former
fucked.
military or something?
You could say that.
You can say that.
Why'd they lock you up?
No one cares what really happened. But they say redemption can be found in the most unusual places.
Boom, bitch.
You'll probably never see your family again.
What about their families?
Uh,
I have a daughter, and I have every intention of making a home. They're going to come at us with everything they've got.
We're getting off this island.
Yep. Yeah. Plane. So, this is a pretty good trailer. I feel like it does a pretty good job of showcasing what the entire movie is about. And it doesn't really give any major spoilers or anything. So, you know, as far as this trailer, I think it's pretty good. This is a pretty standard Gerard Butler movie from that trailer. Yeah. But, like, in my opinion, I think, like, Gerard Butler, like, does a little bit better than usual. Like, it's not as iconic as 300 or, like, I'm trying to think of any other performance that, like, he really stands out in. Like, you know, his voice work in How to Train Your Dragon. So, you know, like, Gerard Butler, like, he usually has, like, a pretty standard way that he acts. Like, law-abiding citizen, yeah. You know, as far as, like, the template, it definitely fits the template. But I will say, like, I feel like in this movie, he does just a little bit better than normal. And, you know, like, I think he's pretty believable as a pilot. And he also certainly has a lot of badass action that he, you know, gets to be a part of. Which, thankfully, the movie doesn't fully spoil that. So, or the trailer doesn't fully spoil that. So, good job, Lionsgate. Pretty decent trailer. So, I had a lot of fun with this movie, you know, starting in theaters. And I think, like, one of the things I especially love about it is that it's just plain. There's something fun about the simplicity of that, right? Because the other movie that I think of when you think of plane, I think of Snakes on a Plane. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Yeah. You would think it would be a really silly movie like that, but no, this movie actually plays it pretty straight. Like, it's not really over the top silly or anything. Like, it's actually, you know, like Law Abiding Citizen. That's a great comparison. You know, it was also produced by the guy who does Angel Has Fallen, you know, a lot of other Gerard Butler action movies. So, you know, if you like those types of movies, like, this one is just a little bit better than those, in my opinion. You know, it rises above, like, the normal tentpole action movie, and, you know, like, it has a bit more, you know, like, when it comes to the performances in the movie, like, I feel like they, you know, bring a little bit more to the table than you would expect. You know, as far, like, Gerard Butler's great in the movie. I really like Mike Coulter in this movie too. Like, they're both pretty badass. The villains in the movie are actually pretty decent. And then there's also, like, the guys who play in, like, the ready room that are trying to, or in the airport, they're trying to get the plane home and stuff. The guy who's, you know, let me get a good frame of him. This guy, I really like this guy in the movie. He was actually, like, one of my personal favorites. I feel like, as far as, like, the role that I would play this guy, because me being, like, a former moderation manager of Roblox, like, I kind of had this guy's job, just not in, like, an intense crisis situation, just in the game Roblox. So, I really like this guy's performance. I thought he was really cool. You know, whatever his name is. What else would we have seen Mike Coulter in? Isn't an actor I recognize. Mike Coulter also played Luke Cage. So, if you're not familiar with Luke Cage, I'll bust it out. Luke Cage. So, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Here, a great image of this. So, open image, new tab. Yeah. So, yeah, Luke Cage. Like, this guy. This is Mike Coulter. Which, by the way, Luke Cage, pretty good Marvel show. You know, it was on Netflix for a while. It pretty much was, like, in this Defenders series that was on Netflix, which started with Daredevil, which Daredevil's still fantastic by far. Jessica Jones, also fantastic. Season 2 wasn't as good, but season 1's fucking amazing. Luke Cage, pretty good. Of the three, it was probably, like, the weakest one. But then Iron Fist was pretty bad. Like, I still, like, tried to enjoy it for what it was, and it had some good things going for it, but compared to the other shows, it was definitely a shit show. But yeah, Luke Cage pretty good, and Mike Coulter, he's a pretty awesome actor. I really like him. And yeah, I thought he was pretty good in this movie. So, recommend. Yeah, for sure. What what do you think, Tadakichi? You got any other questions about this movie or any comments that you want to make before I move on to the Transporter Refueled? See, this is like one of the cool things about me doing this show is like I love movies and I love talking about them. So, yeah, no, go ahead. All right, awesome. Succinctly explained, plain. Like I said, pretty simple movie. You kind of know what you're gonna get, and I loved it for it. If I were to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like maybe a solid 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10, like somewhere in that neighborhood. I'll go ahead and give it an 8. I'm feeling pretty generous at this movie. It's really fun. And it's simple. You know what you're going to get, and it rises above what you're going to get just a little bit for me to give it an 8. So that's my rating. Boom. And in between, I wanted to showcase this post from a streamer and YouTuber that I really like. His name's Finn McKenty. Shout out to him. He's great. He's normally a music critic, but he also likes to critique movies and society in general, too. And he made this post on Facebook that I really love. He said, "Our culture will never surpass the moment that Vin Diesel was snowboarding down a mountain with Hatebreed blasting in the first Triple X." And yeah, like this movie, I remember this movie pretty fondly because it was just so early 2000s cheese. Like Vin Diesel was just like prime Vin Diesel. Like, and this was like either pre Fast and the Furious or around the same time. So, like, I think the scene that stands out in my mind with Triple X was the scene where like he essentially is shooting a rocket launcher at a helicopter, but it's so very obvious to me that what they use as a rocket launcher was actually just a modified camcorder. And it looks so bad and obvious. And I'm just like, oh God, like this movie. And then like just all the extreme sports stuff was just so forced in, but they were just so like self-indulgent about it. Like you just couldn't help but love it. So one of these days I'd definitely love to revisit this movie in a modern context because it must be just fucking bonkers watching it now. Like kind of like the old, like not Mission Impossible 1, but Mission Impossible 2, like that level of cheese where it's just like John Woo on steroids, right? So I wanted to show that as like an in-between because I definitely love this comment. And shout out to Finn McKenty. I'm going to do a shout out to him in the Twitch chat here. Finn McKenty. No, shout out Finn McKenty. Yeah, there you go. Give that guy a follow. He's awesome. And not only that, yeah, Riddick is greater than Triple X Fight Me. Dude, you're fucking right. Of course. Like, Pitch Black, fantastic movie. Like, genuinely scary movie for the time, too. I don't necessarily know if it's as scary now. But, hey, I'd love to rewatch that movie. Chronicles of Riddick, kind of the same level of stupid as Triple X, but I think it was a worse movie than Triple X because, like, Chronicles of Riddick tried to take itself so seriously and it just wasn't. And also, like, that movie, like, that was my first... There was that movie and there was also the original... Well, no, there's the... not the original. There was Chronicles of Riddick and also the Doom movie that introduced me to the actor Carl Urban. And that was well before he was in The Boys, before he was in the Star Trek remake. Like, back then, he was one of those actors where he had the personality of, like, a block of wood. And I hated him when he first came out. I was just like, wow, this Carl Urban guy's a really bad actor. Like, what the fuck? But then Star Trek came out and they cast him as, like, Bones, like Dr. Bones. And that completely turned me around on him. And then he got so much better from there on. And now he's in The Boys and he fucking kicks ass. So, yeah, the Doom first-person sequence at the end is so fucking stupid. I love it. Like, oh, I'll tell you what. If I do a talk about that movie, I'm getting my best friend Jameson in on this. Like, I have to discuss it with him because he and I, that's one of our, like, major guilty pleasure movies. And if I had had the time to do it back in high school, I actually would have done like an actual animated parody of that Doom movie, and we were gonna call it Doom What the Fuck Happened. And Jameson and I wrote a script on it, and it's fucking awesome. So who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll actually carry it to term. We'll see. Because I could animate it very simply. I just have to have the time to do it. So I'll definitely talk to him about it, and I'd love to do like a podcast, style review like this. Like, bring him on to Austin Movies and talk about that fucking movie. Because yeah, it's so beyond stupid. Carl Urban's terrible in it, but you know it's funny. It also has The Rock in it, and like that was also back when he was like a bad actor, where you know The Rock always had like a pretty similar art acting style for throughout most of his movies. It's just that like all the movies he was in were like just actively bad. That was back when he was a wrestler, not an actor. Exactly, yeah. So like being a wrestler versus being an actor, like they're pretty completely different schools of thought. You know, as a wrestler, you're definitely more focused on just being big, loud, and entertaining, and being like an ultra chad. Whereas like, oh, now The Rock is like a legit actor, quote unquote, where he actually plays characters and he actually knows how to do some acting chops. You know, he's not like the best actor in the world in my opinion, but he's very entertaining to watch. And when he gets the right role, like he knows how to sink right into it. So you know, The Rock has gotten a lot better over time too. Thank goodness. Okay, you hit enter too early. I hate it when I do that. By the way. Oh, also, I left this comment on Finn's little poster here. It's like, I hate it when Finn is right. Oh wait, no, I don't. Which, yeah, Finn's one of those types of people where he knows how to talk about like music culture and movie culture and just pop culture in general, but he knows how to call out the bullshit on it. Like one of my first introductions to Finn McKenty was when he talked about like prog metal and how over the top and stupid it actually can be. And I'm a huge prog metal fan. I really am. Like as far as like my favorite genre of music, like fucking prog metal, okay? It's hands down. So like when he called out prog metal, like I actually hated him at first because I thought that he was being like a pretentious douchebag about it. But over time, he actually explained himself and then, you know, explained where he was coming from. And I was like, okay, you actually make a lot of sense when you make that point. So, you know, I'm glad he qualified that. So now I'm a big fan of his. I've derailed you again, though, the transporter refueled. Okay, so actually you didn't derail me. Like I intentionally had this segment on purpose. Just to kind of break it up. And also because, like, you know, I want to talk about this guy too. So anyway, yeah, let's move on. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Well, thanks for keeping me on track. Good mod. Okay. I'm gonna give you a reward of some sort. So I'm gonna give you a heart that's a cheese wheel from my streamer buddy Cheese Whiz. Yep, there's cheese in his face. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the next movie I want to talk about, which is The Transporter. I'm gonna full screen that shit. Yeah. So. The thing about this Transporter movie. So, if you're not familiar, the Transporter franchise has actually been around since 2003, 2004, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, actually, let's look it up. So, the Transporter. Okay, 2002. Okay, I was close. All right, let's look up IMDb. Yep. Yeah, so this is the first Transporter. Now, I own the other three Transporter movies. I freaking love these movies. Like I said, big action movie guy. If I were to like get into Hollywood and be a Hollywood director, like I would love to direct action movies like this. Like so much fun, my type of movie. And Jason Statham is definitely one of my personal favorites. So like we also got from the maker of The Professional and La Femme Nikita. So Luc Besson, like he's a major producer on this movie. I forget who directed it, so let's take a look. Oh, okay, so the directors are Louis Leterrier and Corey Yun, which Louis Leterrier, like, he's actually known for doing, like, a lot of action movies like this. Like, he did the first two Transporter movies, and Corey Yun is actually known as, like, a really big stunt coordinator in Hollywood, and he, I think he's also known for, like, coordinating the action on The Matrix, if I remember correctly. So let's look at Corey Yun's credits, because as like a stunt coordinator and a director, like god tier, love this man. Okay, so we got like the Transporter, the Legend, let's see what else, Hero. So he directed like Jet Li a lot, I think. Let's see if there's any other movies that stand out to me. Wait, this is actor. I want to look for stunt coordinator. Yeah, stunts. Yeah, so look, stunts. He's known for stunts. He did like the Expendables choreography. I'll never forget the opening of the first Transporter. Set a phenomenal pace for the whole movie. Fuck yeah. Like, yes. The first Transporter movie, like, it's definitely you know, the slowest paced one out of all of them, but like, you know, once the action gets going, it's fucking awesome. Like Jason Statham kicks fucking ass. And you know, I'll get more into that in a moment. So I'm talking about Corey Yuen at the moment. So like he did all the Transporter movies, the stunt coordination there. So you got Transporter 3, 2, and 1. Like he did all 3 of them, I think. Let's see. So what else? What else? Martial arts, like action director, stunt coordinator, action director, martial arts choreographer. Yeah, so he also did this one called War. So yeah, he worked with like Jet Li and Jason Statham a lot, but he's worked with plenty of other actors, and like, you know, he also has been around for a long time apparently. Like, you know, I guess he got his start back in like 1972. So he and also like did a lot of like Chinese movies in Hong Kong and stuff like that. So yeah, very very prolific dude. Love his work. So. And then it was written by Luc Besson. So Luc Besson's the guy who did like Leon the Professional. He also did The Fifth Element. You know, big deal. Lucy, La Femme Nikita. So Luc Besson, fucking awesome. Love that dude. This dude, yep. So a bunch of awesome French action directors made this movie. Louis Leterrier, you know, he directed this one and the second one as well. He also directed that Incredible Hulk movie. The one with Edward Norton that nobody liked. I personally liked it, but whatever. Maybe if I were to watch it again, like it probably might not hold up so much. I don't know. He also did the Now You See Me movie. Let's see. Oh, I guess he directed The Dark Crystal, like the remake. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Let's see. The Takedown. What's this movie? I guess that's the latest movie they worked on in 2022. Okay, I haven't even heard of this movie. All right, foreign Netflix movie. All right, interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Transporter 2 and Transporter 1. He directed both of them. He did not direct Transporter 3. Transporter 3 is directed by Oliver Megaton, which, when I review all the other Transporter movies, I'll get to him. Trust me. Let's see. He also directed this movie, The Brother Grimsby, which apparently nobody liked this movie. It had Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong in it, and like I hear this movie's pretty bad, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Yeah, so he also did that Clash of the Titans movie that came out a long time ago, in 2010. So, you know, 2010 is a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? Right. So anyway, so that was the first Transporter movie. So this is back in 2002. So let's go now to the Transporter Refueled, which is essentially a reboot movie. You know, and you know what? Refueled is a great fucking title for it because, you know, it fits the theme. It's clearly a different take on like Frank Martin as a character. It's a totally different actor. In fact, the actor that they got to do it this time is Ed Skrein, which you'll know this guy as the villain from the first Deadpool movie, Ajax. Yep, so Deadpool, Ajax, same guy. So they got him to do this movie. So that's him right here. Now, let's watch the trailer real quick, and then we'll talk about the movie. All right. This summer, it's the summer. Audi's got another commercial.
You think this is the first time someone's held a gun to my head?
Ajax, you mean Francis? Yeah, it's Francis, dude. Like, you know, Francis kicks ass in this movie, all right? Like, you know.
First time someone's held a gun to my head.
Yeah, damn it. I'm trying to get a good freeze frame. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Francis! It's like, you think this is the first time somebody's pulled a gun on me? I also got stabbed by Deadpool. Like, yeah, boom, bitch. You gotta make me late. Yep, nice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. By the way, God, my freaking. Yeah, I might need to just mute my phone because, like, you know, so many cars and people in the neighborhood today. Like, I'm gonna put "Do Not Disturb," and then, yeah, you're good. So, just shut up while I do my review. You know, hey, I appreciate my security system here, but you know, if nobody's coming to break into my house, I don't give a fuck. All right, while I'm trying to review a movie. So, anyways, Anyways. Yeah, so one thing that's definitely well apparent about these movies, dang it, God, I'm so bad at freeze framing. They, primarily from the second movie onward, like the transporter drives Audis, like it's like all Audis all the time. So you could totally view these movies as like an Audi commercial. And guess what? I used to own an Audi, a 2016 Audi A3 Premium, and I love Audis. Okay, like if I were to get sponsored by Audi, I would shit a brick. Right? Like I would sponsor the fuck out of Audi, and like if I were to get a car to sell in my movie, it would be fucking Audi. Like fuck yeah. And on top of that, when I was working for Facebook, when I got my Audi initially, well, actually I got my Audi when I worked for Roblox, but then when I came back to work for Facebook, my Facebook coworkers, like I told them about my Audi and stuff, and they actually did call me the transporter because I would also suit up for my job sometimes. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's like the best nickname anybody could give me. That's amazing. But my Audi was red. Meanwhile, his is dark gray, which red's my favorite color. So like if I were to get the red version of this car, that's like almost dream car. So that'd be fucking badass.
Oh, look, Miss Unknown is calling again.
And what would make you think that unknown is a miss? I'm just guessing. Okay.
Yeah. So by the way, one aspect that's significantly different about this movie compared to the other Transporter movies is that this character right here is actually Frank Martin's dad. So he actually plays a substantial role in this movie. And in my opinion, like this actor, he actually does a really good job with it. So I actually like this addition to the movie. So, you know, it kind of gives Frank a bit more of, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like you get to see that it's just like, oh, he has a relationship with his dad, like, you know, and you get to see, you know, full on like how his relationship with his dad actually, you know, informs his character. So I thought that was actually a really cool addition. It's morphin time. Dino Charger ready, energize. Unleash the power, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Power Ranger Red. Yo, Kratos Larry, welcome to the YouTube stream. Thanks for joining in. Which, by the way, for all those that are watching on my Twitch chat, if you want to see the VOD on YouTube, here it is. You know, definitely like and favorite, you know, the movie review on YouTube. And also, if you're not subscribed, you know, follow the link in the Twitch chat. Please do that. And also, check out my link tree down below. That's going to give you the link to all my socials and stuff that are relevant to me. If you're not following me anywhere that you're missing, please do. It helps me a lot. Right. So, because, like, trust me, I want to keep doing this, and I want to make money doing this. So, like, I'm going to keep pushing, you know, streaming movie reviews. Like, I think this is definitely not only a good idea for me, but I'm definitely in my element when it comes to streaming this kind of stuff. So, you know, your support in any way, shape, or form is much appreciated. And also, you can check out my link tree in the Twitch chat. I'm just going to go ahead and post it here. And then also, I'm going to post it in the YouTube chat. And if you're able to check out on my link tree, if you want to donate to the stream, there's like a tip jar and there's also a GoFundMe. Any of those ways of funding me will help immensely. The GoFundMe is kind of more towards like my mental health medical debts that I'm accumulating. So support with that would be fantastic. But if you want to just donate to my Streamlabs tip jar as well, you can also do that from my link tree as well. So either that, or if you want to just subscribe to me on Twitch, or if you want to give me Twitch bits, that's also a great way to support the stream. So thank you for anybody who decides to support and you know, keep this dream of mine alive. That, you know, that's much appreciated if you decide to do that. Okay. By the way, hang on a second. Hang on. Slight tech issue. Okay, cool. And then I'm just gonna change that. All right, nice. I'm okay with that. Anyways, so yeah, Transporter Refueled, they add Frank Martin's dad, which is cool.
Okay, Dad.
Okay, Dad.
This is the transporter.
All right, and also, these ladies play a very substantial role in this movie. Which, if you remember the first Transformer movie, like, you know, there was a lady in that movie too.
Should go.
Out the car, all of you.
Yeah. Hang on a second. This part's actually kind of plot crucial, so I'll play this part again.
Where are the packages? What's this?
You should go.
Out the car, all of you now.
No one's getting out of the car. Now drive.
Oh fuck.
Seatbelts now.
Yeah. 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 Audi. Yeah. Fire hydrant. Yeah. Yeah. This scene is fucking cool, by the way. Get fucked, cop.
Perhaps we'll work together again in the future.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The Mediterranean bank has been robbed before. But never like this.
The driver, he's known
Not
as
like
a
this.
transporter. We will make him pay.
May I be of some assistance?
Oh.
Who is this?
You and your friends took something from me, and I've taken something from you.
My money.
I'll give you 12 hours to find your father.
I like money.
I'm in this because of you, and so's my dad. So we're going to see Carousel.
Do we have a
So's
choice?
me dead.
Not really.
Yep. But, well, those officers got wet. Giggity. Hell yeah, Kratos, love that. See, this is also why I love this, like, live setting, because if you guys, like, make funny comments like that, it's just like, cool, you're adding to the experience of reviewing the movie with me. You know, it's almost kind of like we're watching the trailers together, and then it's just kind of, yeah, we're getting ourselves excited, now let's go see it together, right? Which, I think one thing I actually want to kind of eventually work towards, which I haven't got it fully set up yet, but I do have my Discord, which, you know, you guys are already in there, but for anybody that isn't in there yet, I'm going to drop the invite link in the chat right now, and then there's also the invite link, I'm pretty sure, in the link tree as well. Is it? Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe I should drop that. Or... No, if you're on Twitch, like, the Discord link is down below. So actually, I probably don't want to, like, have YouTube randos hitting it. So anyway, I'm gonna drop that link in the chat anyways, just in case, because why not? And yeah, so it's pretty fun space in there so far. And then I think eventually I'm going to have, like, a whole, like, movie night section, because I've learned to really love Discord movie nights. Where it's like a lot of popular streamers that I follow from kind of like all walks of genres, you know, on the site. I've just noticed like a lot of people doing movie nights lately, and it's really fun and a really great atmosphere. And it's also one of those things where more often than not, you'll get movie nights where most people are just kind of like quiet watching the movie, but they'll have like a chat room where you're typing and stuff. But I think with me, there might be some movie nights where I'll like try and promote like actual like voice chat during the movie, as long as we like have proper etiquette of it. And I think if like people ruin it, then, you know, like you're not allowed, right? Or we'll just kick you from the movie chat, right? So I don't know how I'm gonna go about it just yet, but I think, you know, I want to work towards that. Oh, Austin, I'm still going strong at 104 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, my YouTube channel is only at 108. My YouTube channel is only at 18 subscribers, but my Twitch channel is at 175 followers. So, you know, in a way, I have more followers on Twitch, but not as many subscribers on YouTube. So, hopefully, eventually, I'll have those coalesce. Because if anything, like, I'm actually pretty well spread out on social media. So, I'm just gonna like look at my other pages real quick, just to give you guys an idea of like where I'm more active. So first of all, my Instagram is pretty fucking poppin'. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do there. On my Instagram, I have like 853 followers, so I'm actually pretty prolific on there. I mean, I've only got one, and it's not Austin. Shame. Well, guess what, bitch? I'm gonna come follow you. So guess what? You have a follower now. Fuck you. And his name's Austin freaking Brown. Take that, Dr. Kajichi. Now you have to stream, you little bitch. Just kidding. Like, I'm totally one of those guys, like, even if you don't stream on Twitch, like, I'll follow you anyway, just for fun. Because, hey, you never know. Yeah, love you, bud. The MST3K style viewing has always been awesome. Yeah, if anything, like, I might also have it be more like, I'll only invite, like, my really close friends for actual, like, voice discussion, and then, like, I'll just have the chat room open for, like, randos. So, I think that might be the way I go about it. Especially because, like, you know, for example, Tadakichi, like, you would be great for it. My buddy Hellsender would be great, and also my friend Rocco, and maybe Jameson too if we could get him involved. Like, any of my really close friends I would love to have for voice discussion do MST3K style, because we love doing that type of shit. Like, just fucking either riffing or commenting on the movies, like, that kind of stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, like, if it's like a movie that I've never seen before, like, I probably would want it to be silent so we could actually enjoy the movie. But if it's a movie I've definitely seen before and I definitely want to, like, review and, like, also have fun making fun of it, or, like, just have commentary on it, I'll definitely, like, you know, make it very apparent it's going to be that type of movie night. So, yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to that. So, yeah, if you're not part of the Discord, it's down below. And, you know, my mods and I will be happy to accept you if you're cool. If you're a troll, we'll ban you immediately, so get fucked. Anyways. More action. He's coming. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so by the way, the stunt coordination in this movie, actually really, really good. And Ed Screen, aka Francis, like, yeah, you know, you saw right there. Let's watch that again. You know, just a little action scene he's in. Like, this scene right here, you know, just gonna back up a little bit. Okay, like that frame's a little blurry. Yeah, so like this scene right here, I think this scene might be my second favorite scene in the entire movie. And then there's one particular action scene that, like, it tries to combine everything, like, almost like every single, like, great action scene from the other Transporter movies into one scene. And they actually do a really good job of, like, really calling back to that, but also adding on to that as well. So that scene's really fucking cool. And then this scene, like, kind of is its own, like, sort of unique action scene that I really like. And then on top of that, just watch him with the action hits right here. Pow, 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 boom, right in the kisser. Like, all those, like, hits and stunt coordination, really good. Now, I don't know, like, the martial arts style that he uses, quote unquote. I would love to learn it, because, you know, it's definitely, like, one of those things where it's a very clean martial arts style and very, like, efficient as far as, like, you know, not exuding your body too much, but definitely, like, hitting, like, efficient weak points, like, quickly. Okay, yeah, Deadpool. Francis, where's Francis? I'm gonna kill him. Yeah. Like, Tadakichi already made that joke on Twitch chat, Kratos, so thanks for doing that on YouTube also. I wish more people in my Discord server, but I only allow certain people in if they don't disrespect me or my channel. And that's a totally fine way of doing it. If anything, hang on a second. Responding to something in the Discord real quick. So with my Discord, like, it's been private for a while too, but I definitely see my stream growing pretty substantially, just based on current events and just how much I'm really, like, pushing this towards, like, my friends and family and, you know, just everybody. So I'm definitely, like, opening up my Discord more. Absolutely. And, like, I'm a very social person. Like, I'm not afraid to let in cool people. And I'm already, like, got moderation experience in the actual tech industry. So, like, when it comes to trolls, I already know how to deal with them. Like, I'm not fucking scared. Bring it on, bitches. And my mods, they know how to deal with them too. Like, you know, we know your tricks, so bring it, bitches. Right? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to call out trolls to deliberately attack us. It's just that, like, just know, like, if you're trolling, like, you're not going to get very far. It's like, LOL, damn, and yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, there's a fair amount of, you know, you guys that are my friends that, you know, like, whether you're internet friends or real life friends that aren't streamers, but that love streaming and love watching YouTube and stuff like that, right? But you've had your experience, like, you know, when it comes to trolls and how they can ruin communities if they, like, really get deep inside your community. So trust me, like, when it comes to how I approach that stuff, you know, I approach it with extreme prejudice. You know, we're a safe community. You know, we definitely do not allow people to fuck around, because guess what? You'll find out if you do. And like if you're gonna scam me or my friends, like I will fucking eat you straight up. Not sugarcoating it. I'll sugarcoat you, you little bastards, and put you on a nice Chianti. No, put you on a nice on a nice steak tartare with the, you know, drink it with a Chianti. That's what I meant to say. You know, I got like a, you know, verbal dyslexia, so need to be you know, more mindful of that when I'm doing these discussions, because, you know, this is very off the cuff, very stream of conscious when it comes to me talking about these movies. Like I do not plan these at all. I just say my honest thoughts, and especially because like Plane I saw like 2 days ago, and then Transport Refueled I finished it today. So like I actually watched this movie, like I started watching it yesterday, but then I got really tired, so I actually stopped midway through, and then I finished the rest of it today, which, by the way, is a totally valid way to watch movies. I'm gonna just say that right now. You know, getting on my soapbox when it comes to being a, you know, audience member. If you're the type of person where like you're very busy with your life and you actually have to walk out of a movie theater to take care of something, there's no shame in that. Zero. In fact, I had to walk out of Black Panther Wakanda Forever because I didn't realize it was going to be 3 hours long, and I had plans that night. So I'm just kind of like, okay, this is actually a really awesome movie, so I'm just going to walk out of the theater for now. Like, they already got my ticket, they already got my money, so good job, Disney. And then I'm just going to finish it on Disney Plus later, no problem. And in fact, I could, like, use Disney Plus to rewatch the awesome parts and, like, you know, really, you know, solidify my thoughts on the movie. So, you know, when it comes to a movie theater, like, if you get really immersed into the movie and you're having, like, a really great time in the movie theater... Oh, God damn it. Do Not Disturb didn't work. Oh, it's because it's my chime. It's not the phone. Okay, that's why. But even still. Yeah, so that's a setting I have to do in Ring itself. So anyways, my point being that, you know, when it comes to the idea of people saying this is like, oh, I have to be immersed in a movie the entire time, and it has to not break my sense of escapism. It's just like, guys, it's just a movie. And in case you guys didn't know, like, when it comes to the people who make this movie, you know, like the directors, actors, all that kind of stuff, like, they have to watch all these scenes piecemeal, one by one, to make sure they're as good as possible anyway. So even they know that, like, their lives are busy, and, like, you know, you don't necessarily have to be fully immersed in a movie in order to think it's, like, bad or good, you know? So anybody who's, like, really snobby about, like, that aspect of watching movies, like, you know, give people a break. You know, give the audience a break, all right? Yeah, that's something that you and I can agree on. Yes, sir. All right, thanks, Kratos Larry. By the way, on YouTube, follow Kratos Larry. He's awesome. You know, he plays a lot of God of War, because he's Kratos, obviously. So shout out to him. There you go, buddy. There's free promo for you. Fuck yeah. You know, I help my friends out. That's what I do. And also shout out to God's Bicep on YouTube as well, because that's how I not only met Kratos Larry, but I'm pretty active in that community too. Oh, and also Tadakichi, thanks for announcing your lurk. Pretty cool. Enjoy your dinner. So anyway, let's finish out this trailer and I'll finish talking about this movie.
We're gonna need more men.
More men. The Taken trilogy, yep. This time is personal.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Yep.
1.
Yep. 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 Yep.
It took you so long.
There's a couple of babies I had to put to sleep.
Couple of babies I had to put to sleep. So, I think one major criticism of this movie, that people are going to have, like, if you're a fan of the original Transporter movies and you're a fan of Jason Statham, I could see how people would possibly be turned off by Ed Skrein's performance of Frank Martin as a character, because it is very clearly a different take. But in my opinion, I think he does a great job. Like, I think he definitely has a bit more of a gritty edge to the character, but he also has more fun with it at the same time. Like, he's a bit more quippy than Jason Statham was. Like, Jason Statham certainly has quips and whatnot, but Jason Statham has much more of like a monotone sort of delivery, and like his grittiness like isn't quite the same as how Ed Skrein plays it. So it's different. I could see people thinking that this is a worse performance in comparison. Like, I think Jason Statham is a bit more entertaining in comparison, but I did really like what Ed Skrein brought to the table. The one movie I was completely immersed into was the Godzilla vs. Kong movie that I watched on my birthday, like last year or the year before, and I couldn't contain my excitement on it. That's awesome, man. I still haven't seen that movie yet. I would love to. I hear it was great. You know, especially because it's like based on the same universe as the Godzilla remake, you know, with, or the modernized Godzilla with Bryan Cranston in it and Aaron Taylor Johnson, aka Kick-Ass. So yeah, I personally haven't seen those movies yet, but eventually I will. And hey, maybe I'll talk about them on the show. Like, I've watched so many movies, and not only are there like plenty of movies that I love that I could talk about at length for this show, there's plenty of movies that everybody else loves that I haven't seen. That people would just be like, wow, you haven't seen that movie? And it's like, yeah, surprisingly not. Like, one of the main ones for that is the Godfather movies. I have never actually sat down and watched any of the Godfather movies. I haven't. I don't fully know why. Like, it's just one of those movies that just kind of eluded me. You know, as far as like me and my friends, like we never really had the desire to go watch it. I've never owned it. Like my family's never shown it to me. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. Everybody else loves it. Everybody else thinks it's the greatest movie of all time. But it's just, I'm just kind of like, I haven't seen it. So eventually for this show, I will gladly break my Godfather cherry. Okay, like just bust that motherfucker wide open, because you know what? Like realistically, I should watch those fucking movies because you know apparently they're some of the greatest movies of all time. So you know why the fuck not? Yeah. So hang on a second. I was like, kick his ass, Godzilla, kick his metal ass, laugh my ass off. That's how excited I was. That's awesome, dude. See, here's my other thing about action movies. If you're watching a really good action movie, when you see the action unfold with you on screen, and you're like, fuck yeah, that was awesome, or yeah, kick his ass. Like, when you're invested in the moves that they're doing, and when you're invested in them, in, like, you know, for example, like the Transporter as a character, like, it's not necessarily like high caliber acting per se all the time. You're just invested in the fun of like the stunts. You're invested in like what they're doing to dispatch the bad guys, and you're invested in the motivation on why they're dispatching the bad guys. So as long as all that criteria is met, and you're like just being like, yeah, that was fucking awesome, or like, yeah, he kicked his ass. If you're saying stuff like that throughout the movie, that's a sign of a good action movie. And all the Transporter movies, including this one, had me saying that. Absolutely. Like, even this Refueled movie, like, if people want to poo-poo on this movie, like, be my guest. But I'm going to do the exact opposite of that. Like, I will definitely sing this movie's praises. You know, I wouldn't call it the best Transporter movie. So, actually, because, you know, we pretty much finished out the trailer. So, yeah, the Transporter Refueled. You know, join us on Facebook, follow Twitter, you know. For the producers of the Taken trilogy, it's just kind of like, well, you know, Taken has just been such an iconic action movie. It's just like, I have a particular set of skills. Yeah, trust me, he has a particular set of skills too. Like, he'll fuck you up, you know, and do it in a suit and in his Audi. So, the one, oh, hang on a second. YouTube chat is not really refreshing properly. That's kind of strange. I'm just going to pop it out and see if that fixes it. Yeah, because I already know that the video quality on YouTube is fine. So I'm not worried about checking that. Yeah, that's weird. Because, like, Streamlabs caught your most recent, chat message. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think I fixed it. Okay, so movies that bring out my excitement and hypeness deserve my money well spent. Yes, sir. In my opinion, like, all 4 of these Transporter movies will do that, in my opinion. Now, if I were to rank them, so I think, personally, I think the second Transporter is the best one. And the funny part is that it's the dumbest one. Like, plot-wise, it's definitely the most ridiculous and over the top. But, in my opinion, like, the action scenes in that movie, like, my God, like, Jason Statham and like the stunt coordination and the direction, like it just all came together on the stunts and whatnot. and it's so ridiculous, but so entertaining to watch. Like, the Transporter 2, I could watch over and over and over again. Like, I fucking love that one, personally. Now, I think, like, quality-wise, I think the first Transporter is the best one. So I would probably rank that the number 2. And then, I would actually rank Refueled at number 3, I think. Because I think, like, with Transporter 3, like, in my opinion, it is still a good movie. And, in fact, it's a lot better than people gave it credit for when it first came out. In fact, I was kind of harsh on Transporter 3 when I first watched it, too. And I think the main reason why is because, like, when it came to comparing, like, Transporter 1 and 2 to 3, it felt like Transporter 3 had the most working against it. And the main reason is because of the director. So I'll definitely expand more upon that when I actually review these movies one by one. Which I'll do that in a whole other stream. In fact, that might be my next stream, just because, like, it'd be, you know, a nice segue from the fact that I'm talking about this Transporter movie so much. So even though the third one I probably rank the lowest out of all of them, there's actually a lot that I love about it compared to the other movies that I think is better. So technically, like, all the movies are a mixed bag in a weird way when it comes to quality. So, like, if I were to, like, really, like, rank them all in a number, like, they all waver between, like, 7 and 8 for me. And then, like, Transporter 2 is, like, a 9 because of how over the top it is. And it also has my favorite action scenes out of all of them. And, like, just energy-wise, it's just totally there for me. So, Transporter 2, it's a 9. And then, like, all the other ones, like, between 7 and 8. And then, like, they all have moments where they're a 9. And, hell, debatably even 10. So, you know, that's kind of where, you know, like, if anything, like, you know, for me, like, I can't just give flat number ratings to movies. So I don't, like, really emphasize it that much. But I know people like to have number rankings just for the sake of, like, you know, hey, giving a good gauge, right? But, you know, I'm trying to, like, describe it in a way to where, like, as a general audience member, like, just a range of enjoyment, right? As opposed to just, like, it's definitely an 8. And, like, you know, I can't, you know, say it's a 7 or a 9. Like, it's definitely an 8. Like, I don't need to be that fucking, you know, strict about it. I really don't. Like, I'm okay being flexible when it comes to my ratings. So I like giving it, like, you know, either grades, like letter grades, or I like giving it, you know, numbers that are like a range. I like doing that with movies. Question, would you watch the Jeepers Creepers movies? Yes, I have seen the first movie, and I've also seen, I think, Jeepers Creepers 2 and 3, but I saw them a long time ago, back when I lived with, like, my old roommates up in San Jose, California, and I essentially, when I was, like, living in that roommate group, like, we not only watched movies pretty frequently, but we definitely frequented watching, like, actively watching bad movies, and that would include, like, horror movie sequels. Like, because, yeah, like, in fact, one series I'm definitely going to do is every single Children of the Corn movie, because my old roommate and we watched every single Children of the Corn movie. And you might be thinking, wait, I thought there was only one Children of the Corn movie. No, there's actually like 9 of them. Like, that franchise just fucking exploded with sequels, and they just kept making them. And for all I know, they're still making them. I have no idea. Like, and I'm just kind of like, why do they keep making these ones? I don't get it. And, like, they, like, progressively get worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's so dumb. And I'm just kind of like, who's watching these? Like, how are they making money making these? And the reason why is because they're making them on such a shoestring budget that they still manage to just barely squeak their money back anyway to where it's still worth it. And a lot of horror movie franchises are like that. So, you know, Children of the Corn, you know, more of that. But, you know, with that one, they stretched that premise so goddamn far. It's just insane. And trust me, I'll get into that. So, if anything, I think as far as my reviews of these movies go, I think I've pretty much said what I need to say for now. So, you know, we got Plane with Gerard Butler and Mike Coulter, aka King Leonidas and Luke Cage. So, definitely go see Plane. You know, I'll bust it out on IMDb again so that we know what movie we're talking about. Yep. So Plane. That was the first movie I reviewed. Definitely go see it. I thought it was tons of fun. Now, I wouldn't necessarily force you to go see it in the theater if you don't want to, especially like if your money's tight, you know, and you can't like necessarily afford to go out to the theater, or if like if you're a family person and you want to like, you know, this movie isn't really for the kids per se. Like it's kind of like a teenager adult action movie. So definitely one of those. So, you know, if you want to like catch this one on streaming, by all means do it. Absolutely. And especially like watching it drunk with your friends might be plenty of fun too. Like I can see this movie being fun for that. But you know, it's actually a nice, decent, serious movie. So, you know, I really enjoyed it. And then, Transporter Refueled, you know, bust out this IMDb again, Transporter Refueled. Yep. So these are two movies I talked about today. I enjoyed both of them immensely for different reasons. So, you know, if you liked what you heard and you want to check these movies out, please do. You know, the filmmakers would appreciate it. The actors would appreciate it. You know, just, you know, everybody who did all these hard work on these movies would appreciate it. In fact, this movie, Refueled, was directed by Camille Delamar, which I guess is... Okay. I suppose is this guy right here, if I were to guess. Yeah, that you know, so totally different, like, you know, possibly French director. So, you know, if anything, like the Transporter movies, they're a surprisingly French franchise, which, you know, je parle français, mais mon français très mal. So, you know, something about the French, they know how to make action movies, I guess. You know, what the heck? Come on, get back to... Okay, so he also directed that movie with like David Bell and stuff, that parkour movie, I guess. So Brick Mansion. So he also directed that movie. So, you know, actually it makes a lot of sense that he directed this Refueled reboot. So yeah, like he did a great job. I thought it was awesome. You know, not perfect, but, you know, pretty awesome reboot for, you know, a franchise that not a lot of people... I don't really see a lot of people talk about the Transporter movies, to be quite honest. You know, I feel like it was like a pretty, you know, well enjoyed franchise, but not one where it's just like, you know, it's like everybody's favorite franchise, right? Where it's just like, oh, I fucking love the Transporter movies. Like me, I fucking love the Transporter movies. Like I'll fucking, you know, I'll be this, you know, franchise's pimp if I need to be. Where it's like, yeah, go fucking see it. It'll fucking, yeah, fucking Transporter. I wouldn't go that far with it, but you know what I mean. So, yep. And hey, like I'm, you know, kind of an action movie junkie. So, you know, when it comes to action movies, fuck yeah, let's go. So, I think with that, we'll go ahead and just kind of, you know, end it here and have like closing thoughts. You know, I'll open the floor to any last minute comments about either of these two movies. You know, if you're like interested in seeing the movie, or if you think like these movies are bullshit, you know, feel free to speak now or forever hold your peace, right? So, you know, I'll just kind of hang out here for the end slate, and then I'll figure out who exactly my raid target's going to be on Twitch. Because I already have an idea of who I want to raid. I just want to make sure if they're still alive or not. Okay. Ooh, I can raid her. That'd be good. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to raid her. So I'm going to kind of get that message raid ready. Okay. All right. Last minute comments. Going once. And going twice, and a 3, 2, 1, too late. So, we're going to end the stream by rating my good friend from, you know, so long ago, whether it be high school streaming on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. We're going to rate I'm Steph, especially because I talked about her. So, go ahead and give I'm Steph some love on Twitch. She's great. Also, like the I and the E are replaced with a 1 and a 3, so it's like leet speak. I'm Steph. So that's an important distinction. Also, I'm going to do an emu raid because, you know, fucking emus. Check out my band Emu Stampede. You can find that in Linktree. You know, fucking insane wackadoo music. If you love, like, Mr. Bungle or any kind of weird shit like that, that's what Emu Stampede's all about. So, check it out. Tons of fun. I've been making that music since high school, too, and I'm finally releasing it, so I'm very proud of it. All right. So, you know, thanks for everybody that joined the stream today. Like, this is a blast. I'm going to keep going with this. You know, anybody who's still interested in this stuff, like, by all means, keep, you know, supporting the stream. Keep, you know, coming in. I'll discuss more movies, and I'll figure out what I want to do next. I'm probably gonna do like all the Transporter movies next if I were to, have a choice of what I want to stream next. If I decide to do something else in the interim, I'll certainly announce it in Discord. But we'll see. We'll see. If I need to change my mind, I'll let y'all know. And I'll probably do that next week, I think, because I'm pretty busy this next weekend. I think Sunday I want to do Team Fortress 2, so look forward to that. All right, thanks for joining the stream. Let's go raid. I'm Steph.